What's up, YouTube? Ryan back today with the April monthly pitching recap. Let's go. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I know it's May 11th as I'm recording this video right now. It's probably not going to come out till May 12th or May 13th, but I'm sorry. Been super busy at work and just balancing other videos and chores and getting ready to have a kid. I haven't been able to get to this video and it's been bugging me. So I'm currently recording this after I just worked a 14-hour shift. So bear with me a little bit, but we're going to jump into it pretty quick. Again, this is the first pitching recap of the year. It's going to be mostly focused on top prospects, but there's a couple guys I just had to include because they are absolutely dominating on the bump so far. And like I said, it's the first one of the year, so bear with me a little bit. Some people I included that maybe shouldn't be on this video. Some people I included that maybe should not be on this video as well. Just trying to get a feel for this season. It's tough over the first month, and I'm sure it'll get better as it goes. But anyways, super excited. There's a lot of good pitching. A lot of good pitching, similar to the MLB, where just pitching has been dominating. I kind of feel the same way for the minor leagues. Outside of a couple stadiums, a couple players, a lot of good pitching so far in the minor leagues, except for single A. Single A was pretty rough, but let's jump into it. Let's jump straight into single A. Let's go. All right, everyone, jumping straight into low A baseball. I only have 2 players for low A. It's pretty rough. Like I said, nothing crazy, no crazy good performances out of top prospects from the draft, other than the next guy I'm going to talk about. So our first guy is Ricky Tiedemann. He was the 3rd round pick in the 2021 draft for the Toronto Blue Jays. 6'4", 220, lefty. Got good stuff. So far this season, over his first 4 games, he's pitched 20 innings. And with that, he has a .93 ERA. Batters are only hitting .81 against him with a 208 on base percentage, a 321 OPS. He has 33 strikeouts on top of that in those 20 innings. He has walked 10 people. So 10 walks in 20 innings is a ton. But he has proven that he can pitch with runners on base, which is good. That's a good thing to see. And the numbers are still fantastic. I am curious if they stay there with that walk rate. But definitely showing that he can strike out, get batters to miss. He's had a really good start. He's only given up 5 hits in the first 20 innings. So pretty impressive. And my only other guy from single A I want to highlight, and he was top 3 pitcher for me in the draft. I think I ranked them Leiter, Job, and then Andrew Painter. Kind of regretting not ranking Painter above Job because Painter has just been lights out for the month of April over 3 starts. He only pitched in 12 innings, so they're pitching him pretty light. But in those 12 innings, has not given up a run yet. Batters only batting 100 against him, on base percentage of 163, 338 OPS. He's walked 3 batters in 12 innings, which again isn't amazing, but he has 30 strikeouts in those 12 innings in April. Absolutely electric. They showed one of his pitching charts. His fastball is averaging like 97 miles an hour. He's throwing 99.7 or something, like something crazy, like almost 100 miles an hour at 19 years old, at 6'7". Good freaking luck. If you are not a professional hitter, and as I say professional, I mean an MLB hitter, good luck hitting that downward angle at 100 miles an hour. Oh my goodness. Andrew Painter looks so good so far. All right, next, jumping into high A, everyone. Kyle Harrison. He is inside the top 100. He was a 3rd round pick for the Giants back in 2020. Crazy strikeout rate last year. Insane strikeout rate. So far in April, over 4 starts, 15 innings, 3.0 ERA. Batters only hitting 193 against him with a 270 on base percentage, 586 OPS. So in those 15 innings, he has walked 5 people, but he's striking out 32 batters in those 15 innings. More than 2 batters an inning. His strikeout rate has been crazy the last season and a month. It's been absolutely ridiculous. So super excited about Kyle Harrison. I think he's a great prospect. Definitely has the ability to make hitters miss literally anytime they step into the plate. Next up, Blake Walston, former 1st rounder for my Diamondbacks back in 2019. He's actually off to a pretty decent start. They just promoted him to Double A, I think, a couple days ago. But Over his first 4 starts in April, 17.2 innings, 2.55 ERA, only hitting 200 against him with a 274 on base percentage, 505 OPS. Again, the walk trend is, I want to say, kind of normal for the start of a minor league season. 7 walks in 17 innings is not great, but he does have 27 strikeouts in 17 innings. Love to see that. He's only given up 5 runs, only 13 hits, so he's doing a good job showing he can make batters miss, which I think is the biggest thing when it comes to pitching and just development. If you can't make hitters miss, there's a chance you're going to struggle in the major leagues. Though, you can be a really crafty pitcher and it works sometimes, but more times than not, you need to be able to make the hitter chase out of the zone. Next pitcher we have in high A is Robert Salinas, and this is someone I actually was not tracking to be honest. There's a couple guys on this video that I just had to include because they've been so good this year. In his first 4 starts in April, 18.2 innings pitched, 1.45 ERA, batters only hitting 143 with a 486 OPS, 43 strikeouts. He's currently the leader in strikeouts in high A. I think he's up to like 52 now or something crazy like that. He's walked 11 people in his first 18 innings, but he's only given up 3 earned runs. He's doing a good job. He's either striking people out or walking them, basically. So, yeah, good start for Robert. Next up, and this one's pretty popular, 2nd round pick back in 2021, just this past draft. Andrew Abbott, 6 foot, 180, pitcher for the Reds. Over his first 3 starts, 15 innings, so 5 innings per start. Gotta love that. Solid innings. 1.20 ERA. Batters only hitting 204 against him with a 573 OPS. He did give up 1 home run, so he has given up the home run. But he has 25 strikeouts in those first 15 innings. He's only given up 2 earned runs, only 11 hits. 6 walks in 15 innings. Not great, but it's a trend so far. But Andrew Abbott, he looks good. Very solid. Able to strike people out a lot. Another player that I'm not tracking on here, Mason Montgomery, 6th rounder in the 2021 draft for the Tampa Bay Rays. But what do we know about the Tampa Bay Rays? They develop pitching so well in the minor leagues. Over Mason's first 4 starts in April, 15 innings, 1.17 ERA. Hitters are hitting 246 against him, though, and an OPS of 719, so the highest we've seen so far, which is funny because he has the lowest ERA. He has walked 11 people in 15 innings, but he has 27 strikeouts, only 2 earned runs, which is very impressive. He has given up 14 hits, so will it last? We're not sure, but for one thing, he can pitch with runners on base, that's for sure. And last but not least, one more guy that I was not tracking on, Gordon Graceffo, 5th rounder for the St. Louis Cardinals in 2021. 6'4", 210, big guy out of Villanova. Over his first 4 starts, 21.2 innings, supporting a .83 ERA. Batters are hitting 133 with a 371 OPS. 30 strikeouts in those first 21 innings. Love that. He did give up a home run, which is one of his 2 earned runs, but he's only walked 1 person in 21 2/3. So absolutely love that. Praise you, Gordon. You're the first person that hasn't had walk problems, and let alone you have 0 walk problems. Not even just a little bit. You've walked 1 person in 4 starts. That's absolutely incredible. So hats off to you, Gordon. All right, as we move into AA here, we have a lot of pitchers to talk about here, actually. I included a lot. A lot of the top 100 now is in AA or AAA, and I went through every single pitcher on the top 100 and looked them up. And that's why I got a little crafty, is because some of the guys were struggling. So first one up, Taj Bradley, 5th rounder back in 2018, but he's made his way into the top 100. He's absolutely dealt his whole time in the Tampa Bay Rays system. That's just what they do down there. First 4 starts, 18 innings, 3.5 ERA. Batters only hitting 239 with a 674 OPS. He's got 19 strikeouts in those first 18 innings, so not the best there, but he only has 3 walks. Love that. He has given up 7 earned runs. That's why his ERA is a little bit elevated, but top 100 guy, under 4. He's only 21 years old as well. First time seeing AA. It's not bad at all. It's really not bad at all. He's not walking people. Next up, Jack Leiter, 2nd overall draft pick in the 2021 draft. A guy that I have said many times has perfect mechanics, cannot see him fail in the major leagues. Just like if I had to pick one arm to make it out in the minor leagues and be successful, it's Jack Leiter. And I'm going to stick with that because so far he looks really good. They threw him straight into AA, as I believe they should. Like, they probably could have just skipped the minor leagues if they wanted to with him, to be honest. He just has the stuff. Over his first 4 starts, 2.84 ERA. Batters are only hitting 188 with a 635 OPS. He has walked 9 people in his first 12 and 2/3, but he has 19 strikeouts. He's only given up 4 earned runs. Probably just a little afraid to even let people make contact. So he's basically just striking out or walking people. As the season progresses, I just see him getting better and better. But batters are only hitting 188 against him in his first time in Double-A, straight out of college. Sign me up for Jack Leiter. Next up, Daniel Espino, another top 100 guy. Guy that throws gas, a guy that strikes out a lot of people. Currently injured. Currently dealing with his patella tendon. He has a strain. So he's going to miss a little bit of time. Over his first 4 starts in April, though, 18 innings, 2.45 ERA. Batters only hitting 141 with a 566 OPS. He's given up 4 home runs, which is kind of crazy. 4 of his 5 earned runs have been home runs. Sounds like Max Scherzer to me. But he has 35 strikeouts in his first 18 1/3. So very impressive. Able to, I'm going to say it over and over during this video, make the hitter miss, and he throws gas. I think Daniel Espino is a very special prospect. The Guardians are lucky to have him. Next up, Brian Bayo. This guy is pretty legit. He's only 22 years old, too. About to turn 23. Throws gas. Just recently actually threw a no-hitter, which was cool. 7-inning no-hitter. Not going to be included in this, though. So we might see him in our next monthly recap for May. But over his first 4 starts in April, 20 2/3, 2.61 ERA. Batters only hitting 176 with a 594 OPS. He's walked 8 people in his first 20 innings, which is part of the trend today. But he has 32 strikeouts. His stuff is electric. He can absolutely strike people out. He's given up a couple home runs, but very promising starter. I could definitely see him be a top end of the rotation guy for the Red Sox once he is fully developed. All right, this is a fun one for me. This is someone that, honestly, I kind of forgot about in the Arizona Diamondbacks organization. Dre Jameson, former first rounder in 2019. Corbin Carroll was their first pick, and then followed up by Dre Jameson at the end of the first round. Over his first 4 starts, 18 innings, 2.41 ERA. Batters only hitting 197 with a 511 OPS. 23 strikeouts, only 4 walks. So no walk problems, really. 4 and 18 is not bad. Does have 5 earned runs, but none of them are home runs. And he's striking out a lot of people. And he's proven that he can pitch at the Double-A level. Very excited for the D-backs who are showing they have a pretty good rotation this year. I definitely like him a lot. His windup is extremely quick in a fast motion. I think it's actually tough to kind of pick up. So I'm excited to watch Jay Jameson pitch in the future. Next up, and yes, the Cleveland Guardians have another player named Logan Allen. I was literally dumbfounded, and it took me like 20 minutes to find his baseball reference page because they have a starter in the MLB named Logan Allen. So literally nothing could help me. But anyways, over his first 4 starts in April, 21 1/3 innings, 2.11 ERA. Batters only hitting 187 against him with a 572 OPS. He's only given up 1 home run. He has 30 strikeouts in his first 21 1/3. Has walked 8 people, which isn't amazing. But he's showing that he belongs. 2.1 ERA, second rounder back in 2020. I'm pretty interested in Logan Allen, to be honest. I'm liking what I'm seeing a lot. Next up, Jared Schuster for the Braves, former first rounder back in 2020, actually. He is 23, so he's a little bit on the older side, but he is doing very well in Double-A so far. Extremely well over his first 24 innings in April. Over 4 starts, 1.88 ERA. Batters only hitting 179 with a 546 OPS. He has given up 3 home runs, but only 5 earned runs, only 5 walks, so he's not walking that many people. 5 in 24 innings. Could it be better? Sure. Could it be a lot worse? Definitely. So he's doing a good job. He's got 28 strikeouts. He's just pitching well. I know this is the guy who's making his way up that Braves farm system. He looks really good in Double-A so far. I'm kind of excited. All right. Next up, Max Meyer. Arguably the most consistent pitcher over the last year and a month. He was so good last year. Drafted first round, 3rd overall out of the University of Minnesota. And he has absolutely delivered on that 3rd overall draft pick. Just been ridiculously good. And so far, just carrying into the same as last year. Over his first 4 starts, 26.1 innings, so good depth there. 1.71 ERA. Batters only hitting 158 with a 405 OPS. 33 strikeouts in 26 innings, which is something we haven't really seen yet. I know we haven't seen a lot if that can stay consistent, but he's not a huge strikeout guy. He's a guy, I think he struck out like 1 per inning, which is fine, but it's not like, wow, he can strike people out. But he's only walked 6 people. He's a guy that knows what he wants to do, has a good plan, and executes perfectly. I'm very high on Max Meyer. He's one of those guys that when I said earlier, There are some guys that concede just being good pitchers and not having to make you strike out. That's who I think Max Meyer is, and I think he's going to be so good for the Marlins. I can't wait. He even got to face Ronald Acuna a couple of times. I think he struck him out 2 out of their 3 at-bats. Next up, another guy I had to throw in here, Chase Silseth for the Los Angeles Angels. He's 21, about to turn 22, so he's still relatively young for a pitcher at Double-A. Over his first 4 starts, 20 innings, so good depth. 5 innings per start, 1.35 ERA. Batters only hitting 188 against him with a 550 OPS. 27 strikeouts in those first 20 innings. We like that a lot. Only 3 earned runs, 5 walks, only 2. 11th rounder in 2021. I don't think anyone had him on the radar, and that's why I included him here, because this dude looks pretty good. Like, ridiculous, right? Alrighty, let's jump into one of the best pitchers at Double-A, George Kirby. Recently just got promoted to MLB. In his first start, he threw 6 no-run innings. He is very good, and he has proven that in Double-A once again, and that's why they promoted him from Double-A to the pros. They didn't even bother with Triple-A. Over his first 4 starts this year, 1.37 ERA. Batters are only hitting 191 with a 566 OPS. 5 walks in his first 19 and 2/3, which isn't bad, but he had 25 strikeouts, only 3 earned runs. The dude can pitch. He has power stuff. It's just, I watched his start the other day, and he just, similar to Max Meyer, he has a plan, he executes his plan, and he has the stuff to make you miss. And last but not least, Simeon Woods Richardson. This is someone that makes me really happy. Currently with the Minnesota Twins, he's bounced around a little bit. He got drafted 2nd round back in 2018 for the Mets, and I've been high on him since 2018. I think he has power stuff, can make people miss, kind of checks all the boxes, and so far he's proven that this year. Over his first 4 starts, 0 runs, 0 earned runs. Batters only hitting 101 against him with a 311 OPS. He has 18 strikeouts in his first 21 and 2/3. So he's not striking out a ton of guys. He's not walking a lot of guys either, but 0 runs. Triple-A. What's Triple-A without Grayson Rodriguez in it right now? Grayson Rodriguez is the number 1 pitcher in all of the minor leagues. 6'5", 220, former 11th overall pick in 2018 draft. Someone I've been high on since 2019 after his 2018 season. Just crazy strikeout rates with this guy. Over his first 4 starts, 18 and 1/3, 2.5 ERA. Batters only hitting 172 with a 503 OPS. Only 3 walks. He never walks people, and he strikes out a lot of people. 28 strikeouts in his first 18 innings with only 3 walks. Love that walk to strikeout ratio. It's been amazing his whole time in the minor leagues. I cannot wait for him to debut. It's going to happen. It's inevitable. We will see Grayson Rodriguez at the MLB level this year. Next up, Matthew Liberatore, another guy I think we will see at the MLB level. He's 22 years old, former first rounder for the Rays, actually. So he did get a little taste of that organization, which I think has helped him out. And this is a guy that kind of threw to the Wolves. He went from high A all the way to Triple-A last year with no Double-A at all. And he did pretty well. I think he had like a 4 ERA, like 4.0 pretty much, which I think is great from going that big of a jump. And this year he's showing that he's settled even more so far. Over his first 5 starts in April, 28 innings, 3.18 with batters hitting 230 against him, 668 OPS, which is a little high, but that's because he's given up 4 home runs. But he has 34 strikeouts and only 6 walks. So he's showing that, you know, he belongs in Triple-A. I do think we'll see him this year, and I think he's a really good arm. I think he's going to be a solid, like, 2 to 3 guy in a rotation. I don't know if he'll be like an ace, but who knows? He has the stuff. He might be. Talk about someone that's going to be an ace one day. Roansy Contreras is so impressive. And I actually included his first 3 MLB starts and then 2 starts in Triple-A on this one. And over those 5 starts so far, in 14 innings, 2.57 ERA, batters hit only 160 with a 628 OPS. He has given up 2 home runs, but he has 20 strikeouts in those 14 innings, only 4 earned runs, and he has walked 8 guys. The one thing about Roansy, though, he throws gas. I think in spring training, they were highlighting his pitches, and he was sitting at like 99 pretty much. Like, he was touching 100 miles an hour. I think he threw like 14 straight pitches over 97 miles an hour too. Something crazy. Electric arm. And he's shown he can pitch at the MLB level. I honestly don't know why the Pirates brought him down. I looked it up, and they're pretty much saying they just want to develop him more, but I don't know. I don't know how much more ready you can be. He's dominating at the MLB level. Next up, Cole Winn. This is someone that has completely jumped on the scene since last year. And this is someone I think gets overlooked because they drafted Jack Leiter. Cole Winn might actually be the best pitcher in this farm system right now. Obviously, Jack Leiter, I think, has better stuff than him. But Cole Winn has dominated. He dominated last year, completely broke out over his first 4 starts here in April. 16 1/3, 2.20 ERA with a 217 batting average, 577 OPS, 15 strikeouts, only 5 walks. The dude can play. The dude can straight up pitch, 2.2 ERA. Like, I don't expect his ERA to go over 3. It just seems like the norm these days. He dominated last year. Like last year, he combined for a 2.41 ERA between AA and AAA. He is so good. He's MLB ready. Like, we will see Cole Winn this year as well. Like, guaranteed. There's no way we don't. Unless he gets hurt. Please don't. Knock on wood. And last but not least, and this one makes me kind of happy. You know, a lot of people, a lot of scouts love Ryan Pepiot. And he just didn't have it last year. He struggled tremendously last year. And this year, he's kind of back to where I think a lot of people thought he would be. As a Dodger, I hope he doesn't turn out. But hey, he looks really great so far. Over his first 5 starts, 1.66 ERA, 182 batting average against him, 536 OPS. He has 29 strikeouts. Does have 9 walks, which is a little bit on the high side, but can't argue with a 1.66 ERA. You just can't. Pretty solid depth, too, with his about just a little over 4 innings per start. He's got electric stuff. He throws heat. He is 24, so he's definitely, I mean, honestly, that's not even bad. Like, if a pitcher debuts by the time they're 25, like, that's pretty okay. Like, that's not bad at all. That's one thing I think gets lost with prospects is, like, pitching takes a lot longer to develop than hitting at times. Pitching in MLB is impossible. I don't know how anyone does it successfully with that small of a zone, but good for the ones that can. But yeah, Pepiot's going to round out the recap. That is going to do it for the April pitching monthly recap. As always, if I forgot anyone, please put it in the comments below. Put their stat line for the month of April down below so both myself and anyone watching can check it out, see who we missed. I promise you I probably missed someone. I will be honest, I don't want to say forced, but I forced this video because I just haven't had time to do it. So I threw it together. Took a couple hours, probably 2.5 hours to put it together, but I'm sure I missed someone. I'm sure I missed some players. And again, try to find a balance of like random people that are just balling out and then top 100 prospects, because I do want to highlight the top prospects, but also the top performers. So I tried. Again, first time this year. Felt a little awkward because I just haven't done that many of the pitching recaps. So please give me some feedback in the comments if you do have any for me. I would appreciate that. But yeah, that's going to do it for this month's monthly pitching recap. That was for April. May will be on time this time. I promise. I'll make sure that happens. So yeah, thank you all for watching. You guys have a great rest of your day. See ya!